start out, I've already applied my foundation from Too Faced. This is the Born This Way, and then I am just going to prime my lids really quickly with some concealer, and I'm just applying that all over the lid so I can get a nice even base. After I blend that concealer out with my finger, I'm going to go over it with just a little bit of setting powder, and this is really going to help those eyeshadows that we apply in a little bit just blend a lot easier. For the eyes, I'm working from the 35T palette from Morphe, and I'm first taking this really beautiful kind of dusty rose color, and I'm just applying this with a fluffy brush into the crease as my transition shade. Now going in with this mid-tone purple and a Sigma E35 brush, you'll notice that I go from like a fluffy brush, and then each time I go in with a darker color, I'm using a little bit more of a dense brush, and that's really going to help give some more dimension to the eye. So I'm using this one and I'm taking it right on that outer corner, and then I keep it right into the socket. You don't want to take this color any further up than your crease. Now I'm taking this dark, deep purple color, and I'm using an even smaller brush. This is an E25 from Sigma, and I'm really concentrating this right on that outer corner, and you can see I kind of hold my brush sideways so I can get really precise and kind of doing a little bit of a cut crease with this. So go out in the outer corner, and then turn your brush, and then go back and forth and windshield wiper motions right into that crease to really get a lot of definition. For the lid, I'm using this beautiful shimmery like taupe shade, and I'm applying that all over the lid with this flat brush from Morphe. And you could totally like spray your brush with some Fix Plus if you wanted to. I didn't. I like the way it looks here. It's a little bit softer. And then I'm just doing some wing liner with my NYC Liquid Liner. I've also done this look with just like smoked out liner, and it also is really pretty. So if you don't love wing liner, then you could definitely go without it. For lashes, I'm using the Pixie Luxe lashes from House of Lashes, and now I'm just going back in and giving the eye even more definition. I'm taking that dark purple again on a small pencil brush, and I'm defining that crease in that outer corner even more. So I'm kind of smoking out the very outer edge of that wing liner you can see here, and then I go back in and bring it up into the outer crease as well. Moving on to the face, I'm going in with my Maybelline Ivory in Brightener, and I'm concentrating this right where my dark circles are at their worst, and then I'm just going to conceal and highlight with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Classic Ivory. I'm taking this in a triangle shape underneath my eyes, and then I take a little bit on the corners of my mouth, and then along my chin, the bridge of my nose, and the center of my forehead, the same places I always do. And of course, just blend all of that out, and I've been using this Real Techniques damp sponge, and I've been loving it. My beauty blender just bit the dust, so I decided to give this one a try. This one is a little bit more dense than the beauty blender one, but I think I like it even more. To set my under eyes, I'm going back to my Anastasia Contour Kit. I feel like I haven't used this in a hot minute, so I'm mixing the banana shade and then the more pink tone shade, and I'm just applying that pretty heavily onto my under eyes, and then I'm setting the rest of my face with the Bye Bye Pores from IT Cosmetics, and I'm basically just concentrating that on the center of my face. And then to warm up my skin, I'm using this Hourglass bronzer. This is seriously the most beautiful bronzer, and I'm just taking that around the sides of my face, on the sides of my forehead, and then the sides of my cheeks, and of course dragging that along my neck so it all blends nicely. Using Fawn from the kit, I'm going to be contouring with this shade. I love this color for contouring, and I'm using my Real Techniques contour brush and just hollowing out my cheekbones, and I have been keeping it pretty far back. I don't go past the arch of my brow. And then I'm also going to go around the sides of my chin and of course contour my nose. I love this color especially for contouring the nose because it has such a great gray undertone. You don't want to use anything too warm whenever you're doing this. So apply your nose contour and then always go back and buff out those lines so it doesn't look so harsh. For my cheeks, I'm using Exposed from Tarte. This is such a beautiful blush, especially for the fall. So I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks and then blending that back into that bronzer and the contour. Now I'm just taking that same powder brush that I used to set my face and just going around the edges of everything and making sure it's nicely blended. For highlight, I'm mixing these two shades from this OFRA Illuminating strips, and it's kind of like a white and a light pink, and I'm using my Morphe M501 brush and applying that to the tops of my cheekbones, really concentrating on the highest point, and then I do kind of blend that up towards my eyebrow and a little bit down towards my blush, just so you get a nice glow from really any angle. Then I'm of course going to take a little bit on my ring finger and apply that to the bridge of my nose and also to the very tip of my nose. I also like to apply just a little bit to the Cupid's bow, and then I'm going to finish up the eyes with one of the Mr. Right Now liners from the Balm. I'm using a black one, and I'm lining my upper waterline as well as my lower waterline, and I'm going in with that dark purple that we have in our crease in that same pencil brush, and I'm just going to be blending all of that out and really smoking out that lower lash line. So really buff that back and forth from outer corner to inner corner. And of course, I'm going to go in with one shade lighter. I like to always do this step whenever I'm doing a smoky look. Just makes it look a little bit softer on the lower lash line, and I love like a really blown out lower lash line. So I just took that lighter purple and I'm doing the same thing and dragging it down a little bit further. You don't have to take this down super far if you're not comfortable with it, but I am, so that's what I do. And then of course, just load up those lower lashes with some mascara, and I'm going to be highlighting my inner corners and my brow bone with that same highlighter that we used for our cheeks. For the lips, I'm just going to be lining them with this Rockin Rose lip liner from Jordana, and then I'm going to be filling them in with Ecstasy from Dura Cosmetics. This is such a beautiful color. It's like a taupey purple. So once you get that on, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!